Michael from VL Windows, and today we're going to show you how to install a set of PVC French doors. So basically what you need to do is you need to get a pre-drill to start with. Obviously these French doors are in situ in the hole already. You obviously got to prep them all up, get them all ready to go in the hole, but we're just going to show you the install. So you've got different kinds of screws to fit. You normally use 100mm fixings for windows or 120 for windows, depending on the brick and everything like that, but normally 150mm screws for doors. So you have to go 150mm from the welds with your fixings. You need to make sure everything's in nice plumb and level. I normally use a pre-drill to start the hole off before I use an SDS, just to stop any sort of damage slipping off. And then you want to separate the fixings as evenly as possible. So then you want to go about 150 again from the weld at the bottom. So we'll pre-drill. That's pre-drilled in. Okay, so I obviously use an SDS, which is a hammer drill. So that's what you use to get into your brickwork and everything like that. So a stronger drill. Impact driver to put the fixings in. So what I do is I put the fixing into the wall, just so it catches. We use the level to make sure she's plumb. With doors, they have to be spot on level on the sill and on the jambs. Otherwise the doors won't work correctly. 6 foot spiral level with doors as well, just to make sure you haven't got any bows or anything in the jambs. That is spot on level. So that should be absolutely perfect. So now I've got the 2 fixings in there, I'll go on to the other side. Pre-drill, 150mm away from the weld. Basically the center section of the bottom hinge. I always use 4 fixings up the side of the jambs and the doors, just to make sure it's nice and secure, sturdy and doesn't move. So once you've got your top and bottom screws in, you need to even out the other 2 screws to make it nice and equal. Symmetrical is key.
Doesn't matter how far out you come on this.
No, I normally go to the inside of the frame normally, because it's more hidden. Some people also countersink their frame, their screws, but you don't have to. This install's a little bit different to most installs, because on this building, they need to put insulation on. So we've had to fit flush with the front of the brickwork, because there's 80 or 100mm insulation going on the front of this, and then it's getting K-rendered again. Normally what you do is fit 30 to 50mm behind the brickwork, so you've got a nice brick and you can seal it all up so it's nice and watertight. You want to put them in just so they just bite, so you don't bow the frames, because if you bow the frames there's going to be problems with the doors opening and closing. Throughout the install, just double check that nothing's moved, and always use a 6 foot level to make sure everything's spot on. So that's all it's all fixed off. Then I check how the doors are working, just to make sure everything's working nice and smoothly. Obviously you have adjustments on the hinges, and you have to do something called tie and healing on the glass. So check the doors. It's not too bad. It needs fixing the head, I think. So we'll add all that in afterwards. And that's perfect. Okay, so after we've fixed off all the jambs and stuff like that, just double check the levels of everything. So double check the sill. Sill is very important, spot on level. And then we can start putting the final fixings in. So you have to put sill fixings in. I put 3 in here, 1 here, 1 in the middle, and 1 to the right side.
Every window and door should have like a 10mm tolerance gap, and what we use to fill that gap is expanding foam. That creates a thermal insulation between the brick and the window.
I need a posi bit. So obviously you put different sill fixings into the sill. So I'm going to change my bit over.
Yeah, because you're joining plastic to plastic, and you're not joining plastic to concrete, so you need a different type of screw.
Once again, you want to come a little bit away from the hinges. Make sure it's nicely on the sill. And voila. And that is how you install a set of PVC French doors.